In this stage we're going to be fitting the radiator mesh to the radiator housing and also putting the floor support. So remove any paint along the outside edges, as you can see here, and these are the edges that are going to be making contact where you're going to be applying your HIPS adhesive later. So notice the positioning on how the actual radiator housing goes in, because what we're aiming for in that is the hole needs to align up across, so that when we put the actual floor support in, we're then in the correct position. So just test fit, make sure that you've got that in the right position. Okay, once you've done that, we'll then come back and we're putting the floor support. Right, as you can see, we have now the mesh in position. Once again, notice the positioning. So we've got the mesh facing outwards, and you'll notice that the hole will line up in effect with these two parts here. Okay, so next we're going to be fitting the floor support, and at the bottom on the inside here you'll notice a tiny little edge cup, and that's where this part fits in. So you pass it through the hole as such, and I always find it a little bit easier to do it this way. You might need some tweezers, so take your tweezers and just guide that into position, and you'll notice that the other one clicks into place like so. Once you've done that, just apply some HIPS adhesive to those contact points so that holds that into position. Once that's dried, take your right intercooler top, just test fit that into the top position like so, and then using some of your HIPS adhesive, apply that along the edges and then glue that into position. And the easiest way that I find of doing this is by holding it into place. Take your MAC adhesive and then just drop that onto the seam, allowing the capillary action to run along the edge. Once again, doing exactly the same for the other edges. Dropping that down. And last but not least, this edge here and the inside edge just here, and that's that finished. Next we're going to be fitting the inlet and outlet pipes to the radiator. So once again, as we prepared these earlier, the inlet, place that into position, noticing how that is, and then once again using some HIPS, or my preferred MAC adhesive, hold that and then just drop a little in there on the edge. Any excess will evaporate, and then once you've done that, take the smaller one. This is a little bit more fiddly. You might want to do it the other way around so that you've done the small one first, but either way, they can both be fiddly. Once again, they will drop on the seam. push that down into position and then allow that to dry.